Alright, let's get started. That's enough of that. Don't need that. VS Code. Visual Studio Code. And, Hey, Sax. Let's see, where was I? What was I doing? Let's launch the game and find out. Oh, we got a little red square. It's caught on the corners. And this is the best part. I zoom in on this. Alright, I'm trying to walk against this wall. It kind of bounces a little bit. See him bouncing. Bouncy. 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 It's like a 1 pixel bounce. I don't know if I'll fix that or if I'll leave it in. New and improved. Like, new and tasty. Oddworld. Okay, I guess last time I was working on getting these shitty sprites in. I got the guy walking sprite. It looks terrible. I have grass and I have a block, so I'm gonna just get these in, get it figured out. So I made a sprites.lua and I made a function load sprites and then I made a function draw sprites. So maybe what I could do is I don't know, I could make the thing sprites thing. I don't know how I should do this. I guess what I'll do is like this. In main over here. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, these are my constants, yeah. So I have local sprites equals require sprites. And then in here I'll have load sprites as part of your load sprites. Oh my god, I can't type. And I'll have sprites equals sprites dot load sprites. So, hey, that auto completion, that is new and improved. I'm telling you, that's pretty cool. Tab completion, you just hit tab and then it completes it. It reads your mind. It's like ChatGPT. Yeah, okay, so what I'll do here then is, I guess, get in this, I'm in the sprites thing. Do I, well, let's just try it and see what happens. Like, if I'm gonna make a local sprites table, is that allowed? I don't know. I guess it is, because we have a local sprites table up here, which is the whole thing. Like, this is what gets loaded into the other. Copilot, yes. Need a co-pilot. I need an automatic pilot. I'm assuming it's okay. It's not giving me any warnings or anything. So we'll just see what happens. And then how the hell do you do this? Sprites is going to be actually no, image, yes, equals love. Oh, which means guess what we need? Local love equals require love. And love dot graphics dot new image. Yep. And that's going to be an art, and it's going to be sprites.png. What else do you do in new image? Anything? No. Okay, then we need quads. I also need, whoa. Oh, that's just GitHub. That's just my source control. I got a little number by it. I'll have to get used to that every time I hit save. I also want consts here, so local consts equals require constantines. So in our constantines, we need something like sprite number, sprite width, and I have no idea what it is. It watches for changes. It's smart. It's a smart one. What, right, no. Here's what we'll do. Reveal and Finder. I know how that works. So this is 512 by 128. So 128 right height equals 128. No. Yeah, that's right. Width and height. And then image width is going to equal sprite width times sprite number. Actually, I like in sprites a little better. We're going to change this to in sprites. And I don't know how to dynamically do this. So like, can I just in this? Can I say const dot in sprites times consts dot sprite width? Does it let you do that? There's problems with that. Undefined global love. Oh, this is all in sprites stuff. I guess it does let me do that. Interesting. So I guess what I can do is, I guess I can access, if it's declared before. So scale x here, I can do this. And I guess then scale y, I can do this. Shouldn't be a problem, so I don't have to like fix those outside. Yeah, that should work. That's weird. It's ugly, but it works. Yeah, it seems illegal. Like, where are the police? Where's Sting when you need him? I got something, a little red. What is this? A little red thing. Oh, it's like a source control thing, probably. It's telling me there's a deletion here, right? So, fine by me. Love. Yeah, I type the word love. Local constants. That fix all my problems. Okay, I guess then what we have to do here, I don't know how to do this. I'll have to check. But what I'm going to do is for I equals 1 to consts in sprites. And then we're going to do something. So what do we do? Love dot graphics dot new quad. Okay, new quad. So I can just open a file, one of my other files, and look it up. But I'm trying to actually learn and retain, because a lot of this stuff I copy over my old functions, and I actually don't like that. I'd like to be able to write it from scratch. I mean, obviously there's some things that I don't want to have to rewrite, but something like loading sprite quads, that should be super easy to remember. So x is a number, so that's going to be I minus 1 times consts in sprites. Okay, then y is going to always be 0. These are x and y coordinates. Width, oh, what are you doing? This is an r. I think you probably do like this. Undefined global. No, I guess not. Can you do it like that? No. Okay. Yeah, you just don't put the arguments in the argument names in the function call. You can in R. And R lets you do like, you can do them in any order, the arguments. So you can declare the argument x equals blah in the function call, which is pretty cool. I don't think C lets you do that, and apparently Lua does not it doesn't like that either. Okay, then width. What is that? It's like stuck on X for some reason. Okay, there we go. Width. Width and height number. X, that's location. Width and height number. Oh yeah, okay, I got it. So this is the width. So it's going to be consts sprite width, and then the height is going to be const sprite height. And then I think the last ones, I don't know what S stands for, SW and SH, but that's the sprite. That's the whole thing. Yeah, it must be for sprite. So it's going to be const image W and const image height, which I forgot to declare apparently. Image width and image height equal const sprite height. So the way that I have it, it's just right now it's just like 4 sprites and they just go to the right. And if I have like 50 sprites, it would just be, you know, 1 sprite per row, like 1 row. And then however many sprites I have. That should be fine. What does it not like? Undefined global consts. Oh, now it's giving me errors. Now it's giving me errors. Okay. Undefined global const. So so it was illegal. It just didn't recognize it yet. That's cool. So I guess these are the ones I'm gonna have to. It makes sense. I was just trying it out, you know. Scale x equals this. Actually, you can do nil. Nil is like null, I guess. It's not really null though, because nil, I think nil flags as false, like Boolean false. Nil is weird. It's a special case. But we're gonna do it like this. All right. Const image w equals that. Const image height equal const right height. So back to being it's a little uglier this way, having to declare, like, fix these things down here. Warnings, yeah, warnings. I mean, that's the thing about Lua. When you run a program, it can have those warnings in there, and if you don't call that code unit, like if it's in a function, it doesn't even ever get to it, and it doesn't have a runtime error. But that was a warning that would lead to a runtime error because it did not recognize consts as a table. So I like this nil, 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 nil. It's like flagging me that I have to declare them down here. These are dynamic, so dynamic constants. Because I could just magic number them up here, but they already have the magic numbers, so I think it's cool to do it that way. So there we go. What's going on over here? M? What does the M stand for? M maybe like changes. I don't know. I don't know what the M means. Maybe it's just source control. M. M. So that should work, I think. This should work to load these things. And then we need to return sprites, the function calling it. I don't know that this will work either. So I have 2 variables named sprites in this code unit. This is the thing. This is the whole source thing when I require it, when I load this file. And that's what I return at the end. But in here, this function, I have this thing called sprites. I don't know that that's going to work. So I think it'll be cool to find out. Okay, so then when we call draw sprite, what I need to do is love.graphics.draw and then drawable. So it will be sprites dot quads and then dot, what's the variable? Sprite. And then it'll be x, y, rotation 0, And I guess the scale, you know, I'm just going to do 1, 1 right now. I don't know how that's going to work yet. So we'll just keep the scale equal to 1, see what happens. I think probably I need to use one of these constants. The scale, so it's going to the canvas. So I probably need a sprite scale. Sprite scale. Yes, right now it would be 64 instead of 128. So the sprite scale is going to equal 0.5. So it's ugly, it's gross. I'll figure it out later. We're just going to do this here. Const sprite scale. Const sprite scale. All right. So now I have a function to draw sprites. Okay. Now when we're drawing the map, draw map. Instead of rectangle, what we're going to do first is we're going to clear it. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do for x equals 1 to 10, do. For y equals 1 to 8, do. And we're going to do, we need sprites. We need to load sprites. Okay. Oh, you know, I didn't have to type that up there. I gotta get used to this IDE. It would do it for me. It's very intelligent. It knows what it's doing. But we're going to do sprites dot draw sprite. X minus 1. Geez, how do you do this? I guess right now I have magic numbers in there, so it's okay. But you know what? No. Times sprite consts sprite width. See, look. Boom. It's not in alphabetical order, but I'll fix it. Times consts sprite scale. Yeah, I'm doing this scaling and all these constants. I'm just trying to keep this as sustainable as possible for future changes. So, I don't know. Y minus 1 type times consts. Get away. Sprite height times consts sprite scale. Okay. And then the sprite is going to be, wait, no, it's over here. 1. We want to draw grass. So I'm drawing grass now. 1. Kind of don't like that it shows all these tabs, because I just like these to line up. I don't like code going out to here. I'm not a fan of Java. Java fan. Like the drink, not the code. Okay, so we're just drawing grass. Then we're going to go through, so maybe I should comment this, draw grass. And eventually I'll have a more sustainable, robust map system, so it'll say like which tiles mean what. So in this case, if it's a 1, it means a block. Draw blocks. Per tile. If cur tile, I guess I might as well just do this. Then we're going to do sprites, draw sprite x minus 1 times const sprite, blah, 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 times const sprite. And the reason I'm doing both of them is because, well, actually that made me think. I don't think I do have transparency in that. So let's go take a look. Oh, I do. Good. I have transparency in the block, so the grass should be behind it. Yeah, so that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Y minus 1 times const sprite h times const sprites scale. 2. End. 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 All right, good. There we go. So this should, this might work. This. I have a number down there. Restart to update. All right, no thanks. All right, let's see what we got. We got a blue screen. Oh, death. Attempt to index global sprites, a nil value in sprites.lua. Sprites, okay. So sprites equals sprites, load sprite, load sprites, sprites, sprites. Okay, so maybe that's a problem calling it sprites. Let's do this. Oh, no, 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 no. Table, insert, sprites.quads, and then we insert this. So I was making a new quad, but I wasn't putting it anywhere. So that should fix that. Or not. Attempt to index global sprites, a nil value on line 18. Sprites dot quads. Okay. So maybe let's just call this sprites 1 and see what happens. All right, it's not that. So somehow this is trying to access this global and it's not working. So maybe what I can do is, oh, no. Right, this is what it's having a problem with. It's image unknown. Quads table. You think about this for a minute. Let me just, I know I said I don't like to do this, but let me just go ahead and open one of my other things where I make quads. Let's see. Sprites. Yeah, this should be a good one. Make sure I'm doing everything right over here. So I'll just move this up here and take a looky-loo. We'll take a little looky-loo. So loading sprites. Image equals love graphics, new image, quad equal table. And then sprites quads. Oh, I see. Love.graphics.new quad, position X, position Y. Yeah, so I mean that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm doing everything right there. I'm loading the sprites correctly. But it doesn't like this. Raw sprite. Right. Love graphics. Oh, I didn't look at that. Why are my open recents not working? Son of a gun. All right, let's look at drawing. I didn't look at that. Draw sprite. Draw map. Love.graphics.draw. Sprites.image. Okay, so this is maybe wrong. All right, let's try putting that in. No. Sprites. Oh, save. Maybe that. All along. Maybe that's what the problem was. Let's see. Yeah, that was the problem. Okay, cool. Well, it's not drawing what I want it to draw. It's drawing the grass. It's drawing it too small, though. So what's the deal? Why is it drawing it too small? I know why. I do know why, actually. I absolutely know why. Because over in walk state, when we draw, we're actually not drawing out to the canvas. So how do I do that? That I have to look up. We have to set the canvas. And we'll do that in main. So no matter what, we're always going to draw to the canvas first. So canvas is a texture. You set up this canvas thing. Oh, I don't set it up here. Set up window and canvas. It's a texture you draw to, and then you draw to the texture, and then when you're ready, everything's on it. Then you render that to the screen. And this is actually not. You don't have to. You can render directly to the screen. I have to figure out how to do a new canvas. Love.graphics new canvas. That's all it is. I could have figured that out. And it's going to be consts, canvas width, consts, canvas height. That should be fine. And that should be canvas equals. So everything here then, every time I draw, the first thing I'm going to do is set to the canvas, render to the canvas, and then maybe clear it here. I don't know. So I don't have to clear it in every single draw function. And then what we do at the end, we will set the canvas to nothing. So that sets it back to the window. In terms of SDL, the canvas, in SDL, the canvas equivalent is the texture. And then setting it to nothing, the window, in SDL, that's the renderer. So now we're going to render love.graphics.draw, and we're going to say canvas 0, 0. And the scale, rotation 0, but scale needs to be a const. And that's going to be, I guess, scale X. Const scale Y. All right, so that should fix the size. So it fixed the size of the grass. So you notice the grass is good. The player is not happy. The player is wrong sized. That's okay. I know why. We'll fix the player. All right. So anyway, no matter what, we're always going to do this. So in here in walk.lua, I can now say walk draw maps draw map. I don't have to clear. It's already been cleared. Draw grass. And I don't know why this is not working. Draw sprite looks the same. Sprite width, sprite scale, sprite height, sprite scale. Let's just, out of curiosity. No, it's just not drawing it. That's all right. Okay. Figure it out in a minute. Figure it out. Let's do this. Let's comment this out. All right, I see. You're on the grass where the blocks should be. For some reason. Quite understand it. There's also like a line in there. I don't know what that's all about. With these lines. Okay, but that explains that. For some reason, the second quad is equal to the grass. So what I need to do here, Right. That should be right. So this is coming in with a number 1 or 2. And in here, insert sprites.quads. Love graphics. Okay, so I mean, this should be, I just have to put in a little print statement here and just see. Which one is it? There are too many. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is going in there. It's doing the thing. Const image. It should be loading them. I don't know why. Here, let's try this. Okay. I see. And if I do that, I see. Okay, something's going wrong, dangerously wrong. So here we go. New quad, I minus 1 times const in sprites. Const new quad, I see. So that's your X. So that should actually be sprite width. Perfect. Fixed it. Fix that one. Now we have blocks. And we have grass, and we have a big old fucking rectangle. That looks pretty good. Those blocks that I drew, I mean, they're pretty dumb and terrible, but they look good. They actually look good. It was like a 5-minute draw the worst possible sprites I could, but I don't know. It did something. So far, so good. I'm crunching ice, sorry. Now the rectangle is messing up, but I think that's we're gonna get rid of the rectangle because I have a terrible player sprite as well, and I have 2 frames of animation, so he's gonna look terrible, but he's gonna have a little walk animation today. I think I just want to get the mechanism in there so that once I have the mechanism in there and things are working, then I can actually spend a little more time making better sprite art than this. So, player. Player has a function called draw player. Yes, and this is why it's not working. So what we're going to do, we're going to get rid of this stuff, and we're just going to draw the player. Player X, player Y. And this is actually going to be, well, we need to put in here local sprites equals require sprites. I didn't have to do that. I forgot again. Oh well. Oh, there we go. My keyboard shortcuts are not how I expect them to be sometimes. That's okay. So let's go in here. We're going to say sprites dot draw sprite, and it's going to be player. Oh my god, type please. Player X, player Y, and then it's going to be sprite 3. All right, something's still dangerously wrong with him here. Oh, he just kind of shimmies off the screen there. At least it's drawing the sprite. But, okay, I can kind of see what's going on here. This is in moving the player around. So, this is the problem. This right here. I have magic numbers, so I have to fix them. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get those constants in here. This is why I wanted to make these terrible sprites last time so that I could have something in here to play with. So then when I make better sprites, and I thought about just taking the Link's Awakening sprites and using those because there's a bunch of them. They're already made and they're in the proportions and style that I'm eventually going to use. But I figure I'll, whatever. I did that with my first game. I used Ultima sprites, and they were in the game for like a year. I never got away from them. It took me forever. So yeah, so 96. Okay, so what should that be instead? That should be the size of the sprite, which is const sprite width times const sprite scale. Should be height. X and Y. W and H. The ultimate sprites. Yeah, I think it was Ultima 5. And I still have some of those videos. Actually, I have them on my YouTube. I don't have them on Twitch because it was before I was an affiliate. You can't highlight when you're not an affiliate. Really dumb. But I think it was maybe like 30 streams before I could highlight. So those are my first map game streams. Are like the game is really far advanced. I do have some clips from my first and second stream though. And I had a mustache. It was the pandemic. We all had mustaches. All right. This should be okay. Let's see if it renders right at least. Oh, he disappeared. Okay. Well, it's drawing him in the right place. Oh, and he's gone. Boop. Mustache attached to a beard. Yeah, I tried that mustache. I think my boss had a mustache, and I was like, I want a cool. It was like an '80s stash. I want a cool '80s stash. And it was terrible. I hated it the whole time I had it, but I eventually admitted to myself that I hated it and got rid of it. Okay, more magic numbers. That's a problem. Why does he just disappear? Yeah, they're messy. I hated it. Felt greasy all the time. Get coffee in it. Disgusting. Disgusting. I guess what I can do is love.graphics.print, and then I'm just going to do this 0 0. We're going to do player.x player.y at 0 0. I'm just curious. Curious, man. 64 64. Negative 1000. Oh my god. What? How is he so far over there? He's stuck at negative 1000. Why is this, why is that so big? What? Why? Why is he? He's like up here somewhere above the things. Then you go right, and oh man, he just zaps over there. Okay, so clearly something's. He's out there having fun. It's fine. Maybe this maps is collisions messing something up. All right, if player up, then player y equals player y minus 1 times 300 times dt. So that's your movement rate. So you're just subtracting that. Yeah, so I think maps is collision is probably giving me issues. So why don't I just test that theory by returning false? Never colliding. Oh, really? Can I, is there a way to comment out a whole section? Comment? I'll doing it manually, please. Possibly. Here's my way of doing it. All right, we just got rid of that. Yes, and that fixed it. So clearly the collisions function is the problem. He's walking. So we have to fix that. We must fix this collision thing. Ah, and this is why we have magic numbers. So that's terrible. All right. Consts, right? Width times const, right? This was a fun stream when I did this for Dicey Poker. And I went through and I, you know, did all the scale, added scaling values to everything. It was a nightmare. Okay, and then this one, it still has to be the same thing there. But the 78, the 72 thing, I don't really know. We're just gonna do the same thing here. Sprite width, sprite height. Sprite width, sprite height. That should probably fix that. Nope. Where are you, buddy? How'd you get all the way down there? He's just gone. He's just gone. All right, so come back to us. Space, the only place free of capitalism. What's the deal? The deal with this? Sprite width times sprite height. So this is 128, and this is times sprite scale, so that's 64. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's capitalism there now. It was a reference to, I think, Command and Conquer or something like that. Tim Curry was in it. There's a video of him saying he's now going to the only place free from capitalism. It's pretty funny, but yeah. Now Elon is there, dropping off cars, cyber trucks, and whatnot. uh, I don't know though. I really don't know. Let's just do this, just out of curiosity. See if that's the one giving me trouble. It's not. Look, now you're in the rock. Come on, man. All right, it's not that one. Yeah, it is a great line. It's just, it has excitement. I think I'd be able to figure this out if I remembered how this function worked, but you know, when did I write this? Like 2 days ago? There's no way my memory is going to be that strong. All right, let's do some clearing of the terminals. I don't need you anymore. Is collision. Okay, so we're given an X and Y value. Those are character coordinates. So screen, it's actually pixels coming in, right? So when we do that, we say player.x, player.y. Those are the rendering pixels that we're getting. Okay, so then what we do is we say take that and divide it by const sprite. Yeah, it's the sprite size. So we're dividing the pixels. So let's say he's at 2, 2, right? Which would actually be 1, 1, which would be 1 times, let's say, 64. So he'd be at 64. All right, so we're just undoing that calculation. X divided by the sprite size. We're undoing the calculation because we go from tiles to pixels. Now we're going from pixels to tiles. I think this should work. I mean, I don't understand why it's not working. Okay, and then what I guess I will do here is just to test this out is print x1 and y1. That will help me. Where's my terminal, man? Where's my terminal? How do you get that back? What's this? Undefined global x1? Oh. Well, there's my terminal, but... I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, I swear. All right, so there we go. So let's now go to the terminal and see what happened. I got 0, 1. I got 1, 1. Try that again. See what happens. Walking to the right. I should be at 1, 1 right now. 0, 1, 0, 1. I have to sneeze, so if this... Sorry. If it comes suddenly, I apologize. It's too late now. All right, we're walking to the right. What just happened? 1, 1. Oh, that's the old one. 1, 1. 0, 1. He just pops off into Never Neverland. Fonts.sprite W times sprite scale. Yeah. Ah, what is this? Okay, we didn't look far enough into the future. Map coordinates y minus 1 times 10. No, this is fine. This is just how we access the map coordinates. Because map is just an array, like a flat array. And so it's like I'm converting a flat array into a two-dimensional space. So this is just fine. This is just how it's supposed to work. I really don't understand it, so I'm going to just return false no matter what. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do print board x1 board. I need to debug, you know, and printing is the way to go. Let's close this and then do this again. All right, so now we just got rid of collisions altogether here, but it's still checking. And so let's see what we get. Okay, so it just thinks he's in 1, 1 constantly. Now he's in 2, 2. These are his XY coordinates, though. All right. So let's write these numbers down. I know it's off screen, sorry. All right. 508 and 377. Do some math. Do some good old-fashioned math. Get rid of that. Do some good old-fashioned math. So this was actually, I forgot to... I forgot to count. 0, 1, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's at 9, 7. Should be 9, 7. So somehow this is effing up. Okay, so const sprite width, sprite scale. So that's 64. So what's 508 divided by 64? 8. And then we add 1, and it is at 8.9. So that's actually right. Math is right. Do I need to... Oh, I'm not stupid. Don't be so hard on myself, man. I'm gonna use parentheses here. Because math, order of operations. It's these things have to be multiplied by each other, and then you divide by that. So, goodness. Now we know. Now we know. I do statistics for a living with my science, and I'm always adding extra parentheses. Like I think this is probably extra parentheses here. Probably don't need them. I'm always adding extra parentheses, but I didn't. And I also was only printing out coordinates 1, not coordinates 2. But that should actually fix that now. So let's return true and see what's up. PEMDAS. Yeah, look at that. He's jiggling. You can't see, but he's jiggling. Let's God, he's so terrible looking. He's against. Oh no. Can't why can't I not go down here? I'm like trapped. He doesn't want to go here. All right. I think what I probably have to do is give him a little squishy room. A little bit of squishy room. So this is some magic numbers. So a little squishy room. So how would I do that? I think I would add a number in here. X. So let's try plus 10 and plus 10. Then we're going to do minus 10. Minus 10. So I'm just, yeah, and you don't need those parentheses there. So that is, you don't need it. I'm just adding a little, like, let's say the sprite is here. What I'm saying is, right now, his hitbox is like all the way out here, but I'm adding 10, so I'm adding 10 pixels in and 10 pixels down to this corner, and then on this corner, 10 pixels in, 10 pixels up. So just giving a little buffer. I don't know if that's why he's getting caught on the little hole here, but you got to be able to make it through a hole, Yeah. So now he can do it. Maybe maybe 10 was too much. So let's just try right here. Just try like 2. Give him a little. I don't know why he can't make it through the hole, because the hole should be big enough for him. Was it because I was humping the wall and then I tried to go down? Maybe. But now it's good. He can get through there, no problem. He gets stuck on the wall, and now he's colliding. Commence to jiggling. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Oh. He drank too much coffee. That grass looks pretty good though. Look, see the little shadows in there. Can't really tell, but that's pretty nice. Little shadow in the grass. A little bit of a shading. Look at these random dots. You don't even know what they're supposed to be. Pretty good. That's some fine looking grass. I'll just have to toot my own horn here. And run map game, which I'm always fond of. And show some of my grass from this one. You gotta go there, boom, boom. It's animated. And they're all animated kind of randomly. So, like, even the stones here, you can't see that. The stones here, the grass on top of the stones is animated. They're animated at different rates. I was really proud of that. Oh, and it has scan lines, so I can turn the scan lines off, and it looks like trash. Looks much better with the scan lines. Anyway, that this was my proud moment. I almost copied these sprites over, but I actually got kind of sick of these sprites, so I was not a fan. But you know, I was saying earlier, Ultima 5. This guy is from Ultima 5. Every other sprite in here is my own that I eventually made, and they're not that good. But anyway, we're not doing map game today. We're doing action game. Okay, so the next thing, what I need is for the player to actually have animation frames. So for a knit player, what we're going to do is frame. And we're going to do frame count 1 equals, let's just say 300. And frame count 2 equals, let's say 150. So then when you draw the player, you're going to say if player frame count, no, if player dot frame is equal to 1, then cur sprite equals 3, else cur sprite equals 4. And we're going to draw cur sprite. And we're going to get rid of this because I don't need it. I don't need it anymore. Action. Back to action game. Okay, then I guess in walk, I got rid of walk. We're walking. Walk update. Oh, player.move. Maybe I have one and call it player.animate dt. And I'm going to have in here under player.move, I'm going to have one called function player.animate, and it's going to have dt. Hello. And then there. And then what we're going to do is player if player.frame is equal to 1, then player fcount1 equals itself plus 300 times dt. Else, if player.frame is equal to 2, then player.fcount2 equals player.fcount2 plus 300 times dt. So I have, these are it's the frame counter. And this should actually be 0. Fcount, oh, no, that's right. That's right, shit. Fcount. Then what are we going to do for these? What are we going to call them? So this will be count max 1 and count max 2. All right, count max 2. So what I'm essentially, I have a frame. So which frame you are, that's like which sprite you're on. Sprite 1 or sprite 2. F count is which frame you're on. So how many ticks have passed. Count max 1 is how many ticks should that animation be happening. And then, yeah. I think maybe I shouldn't be animating unless I'm moving. So I think I'm going to move that around a little bit. So, okay, so now player count, F count equals F count. And you're just going to do this up here. You're using the same variable. Now, if player F count is greater or equal to player count max, count underscore max. Why didn't it automatically? Count underscore max 1. There we go. It came up. Then player F count equals 0 and player frame equals 2. Else if player, oh no. Else if player equals 2, then we're going to do the same thing down here. If player f count greater than or equal to player, there's a better way to do this. No, are you going to do things the king's way? Or are you going to do things the easy way? We're going to do things the easy way. I'm just doubling up code, and the traditional thing is you shouldn't have the same code twice. But it's okay. I can do things the easy way. Fix it later. Things the king's way. Okay, so player animate should actually be a local function here. Probably. We're going to put it before player move. You don't make millions of dollars by yeah, you're right. I should have 1,000 case statements. You have 1,000 case statements for all your dialogue in the entire game. I mean, how did he even do that? How do you even, he must have had like notebooks. Oh, I can't even imagine. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's just make sure everything passes the smell test here. If player f count is greater than or equal to player.countmax1, then player.f count equals 0, so reset it. Player frame equals 2, so frame 1 to 2. Else if player frame is equal to 2, then player, and then we can add multiple, we can add up to 4 frames or something here. Player f count is greater than, and I could actually make this an array instead of a frame, count max 1 and count max 2. And then that way I could have multiple. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're doing things the easy way today. Is greater than count max 2, then player f count equals 0, so reset it and then change it to frame 1. Okay, and then actually when I'm moving, what we're going to do at the very end is if player up or player left or player down or player right, then player animate t. And this should maybe just be animate player. Because this is a local function. So if he's moving in any direction, animate him. So then in here, we can get rid of this. What do you think? Think it's going to work? Find out. Kind of. He is walking. All right, it's maybe not super fast, so let's change these numbers around. Get these numbers. Let's say 30 and 15. So it's 10 times faster. Oh god, all right, that's fine. I knew it was gonna look silly. But, I mean, it's kind of doing what I want him to do. I don't know if it's the right speed because it's an absolute nightmare sprite. But it's good enough, so I think it's fine. And I'll do some better sprites later. But what I actually need to do now is have directionality. So if I'm walking down, it should be the down-facing sprite, and if I'm walking right, it should be the right-facing sprite, and so on and so forth. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some silly ones here. Same thing. I'm just going to use the same thing, and I need animated frames for each of them as well. So I need 2 times 3 more. I need 6 more sprites, and 4 plus 6 is 10. I don't even have to do the math. I can just change the canvas size into 1280. And move this. Whoops. We want to move this over here somewhere. Okay. I have a problem with this in that I don't know. I don't know where they go because I don't have a ruler here, and so maybe I need that. So let's do. Got to be some way to turn that on. Grid settings. There we go. Beautiful. You can't really see it on stream, but there's now like a blue line. So that's great. So what I can do now is take this guy, copy him. Just going to copy him here. And here. So I know I'm just using the same sprite, but I'm going to add an indicator. I'm not putting too much effort in the sprites until I have it in a system that works. So that's that. And now let's take the second one. One more. And then I can spend, that'll actually be a fun stream to just do some pixel art. They're always it's a little hard to stream pixel art because it's a creative process. It's like music. A little hard when I have to do it, but I always have fun. And this is obviously not even close. Like, I mean, I did all those map game sprites on stream, and it was a lot of highs and lows. So, let's see. I guess I'll do them in WASD order. So it'll be up. It'll be left. How do you rotate this? Right. Now, rotate. Counterclockwise. Left, left, and then down. And they're not lining up exactly. They're gonna wiggle a little. It's okay. And then right. I like it when things wiggle. Okay, and so now I have 10 sprites. Let's just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Export. Go to the right place. ActionGame art. Yes. Close. Let's go into consts. Consts. We got 10 now. So, let's do player now needs facing direction. And just by default, they will be facing 2. All right. So WASD, up, left, down, right. Oh. They'll be facing 3. I want them to be facing down. So that's the order I've been doing directionality so far. It seems to work in my mind. I think if I knew how to do enumerations, which you probably can't do in Lua, you probably just do constants. I just don't feel like doing constants. So I'll just remember the numbers. It's not a big deal. Facing, I mean, come on. I'll make it more. I'll do it the King's way later. Okay, then we'll pretty much just, we do, when we move, We'll just change this, so player up. We're going to say player facing equals 1. And move left 2. Player down 3. Oops, and then player right 4. You can be moving multiple directions, so it's pretty much just, I mean, I'll have to see the game feel here. But if I'm walking up and to the right, he'll be facing right. Maybe he should be facing up. I don't know. If you're moving up and down at the same time, you can't press any other buttons for some reason. We still haven't figured that one out. But anyway, it won't be perfect, but Link's Awakening is not perfect either. If you go in and if you use a keyboard while you're playing that, it gets pretty funky. He can moonwalk. You can get him moonwalking. So, what happened to that? What happened? Oh, there we go. That'll pull that up. Okay. Global variable in lowercase initial. Did you mean local? Where? Cur sprite. I did mean. Okay, so local cur sprite. Yeah, it's a local. We want that to be local. We forgot we're in Lua. We don't want cur sprite to escape. Okay, so then so current sprite. This is choose animation sprite. Choose animation frame. And then we're going to say choose direction. So if player.facing is equal to 1, we're actually not going to do anything, so we're going to start with 2. Then cur sprite equals cur sprite plus 2. Else if player.facing is equal to 3, then cur sprite equals cur sprite plus 4. Else if player facing is equal to 4, then cur sprite equals cur sprite plus 6. So we're just going through the sprites in order. So they're like, you're going to choose 3 or 4 based on whichever animation frame you're in. If you're facing up, you're not going to do anything. If you're facing left, you're going to add 2. If you're facing right, you're going to add 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what's going on there. Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. And then you're just going to draw the sprite. So that should fix that. I don't know if it's going to actually work or not. And yeah, so something's broken here. So it works. I broke something else though. I'm not sure what. But every direction seems to work. So if I zoom in, you can see that arrow. It's facing left now, facing down, facing up, facing left. So it works. The sprites are the same. Yeah. Down and to the left, up and to the left. Maybe I should have diagonal sprites. Probably not. Link's Awakening does not. It only has 4 cardinal directions. Now, what's going on with this, however? Why is there a black line there? So I've had this before. Somehow I screwed up something else. I'm not sure what. Oh. I don't know how that happened. How did that happen? I just, like, put a clear line in there. Good lord. What did I screw up in the code? It wasn't the code. It was the A sprite S. This is not a final sprite, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I goofed. I'm a goofus. Export. It's funny, I did instantly just assume it was a code error. Because I've seen that before. Okay, but everything else seems to work, so that's great. And look, when he's walking up, arrow jiggles. What about left? Kind of jiggles. What about down? Let's bring him around here. Where are you, buddy? You're off screen. Down, yeah, it kind of jiggles a little. You can't see it. I can see it. And then right. Well, he's a little special, that's all. I'm a gallant. I goofed. I guess you can be a goofus, and you can goof and be a gallant if you own up to your goofs. Cool. So we got a guy walking. We got a guy walking. We got different sprites. You know, the legs don't even try. They just, the feet stay in the same place. The legs move. But this was me. I was trying to rush and get it done at the end of the stream 2 days ago because I just wanted to get the sprites in. So I was like really powering through as fast as I could, but I didn't quite get to it until today. It's okay though. We got to it today. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if the sprite speed, like, should one sprite be quicker than the other? That's how I have it, or should they be equal? Because right now you can see, I mean, they're so similar, you can't even tell different. I was gonna say, you can see how different they are, but you really can't. So maybe, let's just see here if I can make a perceivable difference here. Change these magic numbers. Yeah, so you can see one frame holds longer than the other. I actually don't know. So this game is going to be very highly inspired by Link's Awakening. So I probably need to run that and see like I need to count frames and like so I need to count first of all like left right how far and like say how long does it take to go this distance in Link's Awakening? That's what I want to know. And then how many frames change during that walk? Because it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just inspired by Link's Awakening, but I want it to be as similar to it and feel as possible. So it's, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't do that kind of obsessive, like looking into it stuff, but that's where I'm at, I guess, with that. Cool. That's all I was planning on doing today. I can't think of what else can I do. I guess I could do better sprite art, but I think that's I could do better maps. So I wasn't planning on doing maps, but I could do maps. So let's get this stuff updated. Assets. Art. Get a little circle, which tells you it's updated. This one doesn't. Oh, none of those got updated. The whole thing did. The M, I don't know what M stands for. Modified, I guess. Modified, yes, that's what it says. I'm a genius. This is the map, the only map in the game. Like Super Crate Box, it's like one map the whole game. It's pretty cool though. Let's go ahead and commit this thing. What I need is a get ignore here. And I need to add this this should not be in here. DS store. Can I just delete it? I hate DS store. I don't even know what it is. There, it's gone. Gonski. But so DS Store, it's when you open a folder in Finder, whatever your settings are, like where the icons are and where the window is positioned and all that, it's saved into a file called DS Store. And so they always show up. You don't want them to show up, but they do. So let's add that to the old git ignore. Anything else I need to add? I don't think so. U is untracked. So git ignore is untracked. Wonderful. I guess what I can do is I could probably add a DS store back to it, but I don't need it. So let's go ahead and upload this. Untracked. And added sprites and animation. Gonna commit to the commit. Gonna push that shit. Push it to the repo. I am gonna light up my GitHub graph. So I don't know what this means. I guess that was git add I just did, and then this would be git commit. So do I add another message again? Because I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's actually... Yeah, it hasn't been pushed. It needs to be pushed. So the commit message, it should be fine. It should be fine. I committed, but I didn't push. So now I just pushed. Pushed to the limit. Push it to the limit. Okay, yeah, my commit message is there. So you can add a push message if you want, but there's no reason to. So check it out if you want to. You want to walk along the razor's edge? Okay, so maps. I have to think about maps here. Let's close some of this bullshit. The problem with maps is it's very unsustainable as is because it's just an array. It's just like literally ones and zeros. So how am I going to keep track of maps? This is more of a thought experiment. How do you keep track of maps? I think what I'll have is I'll have a collection of maps. And I mean, I could enter them all like this. This is a very Toby Fox way to do things. So this would be map number 1 and map number 2. And, yeah, give it a star. Give that thing a star, man. Give me some stars. Go through all my repos. Star them up. They're all terrible. Only star all of them. You don't have to star anything. I have a few stars here and there from people, and it's very random. I think people like my text adventure game. That has a couple stars. And then my Markov chain bot has a couple stars. That does, the code in that, you can't even use it anymore. I think it's Discord. Discord API has changed. So you can't even use it anymore. Sign in, crap. You need two-factor authentication. Screw that. I used to have what was it called? Duo for my two-factor, where it would send it to my watch, and then I could just look at my watch, push the button, and then it would do it for me. Now I don't have that. I mean, I have my watch, but nothing I have uses Duo. So I have to go to Google Authenticator. I hate it. Hate it. I hate two-factor. The fact that my Twitch account got banned because it was botted tells me two-factor authentication is not all it's cracked up to be. So, yeah, I'll have maps, plural. This will be like a local maps kind of thing. So what I can actually do is local maps equals this. Okay. Then let's just add 2 maps. Ugh. Then we're going to do this. We're going to do table insert. Maps. And then we're going to insert this. All right. All right. Now let's go ahead and do another one. There's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way than this. But let's add a little barrier here. Barrier. We wanted to have a little door right there. Right? And then 1, 2, 3. We're going to have a little door right here. And let's get this. Let's make them look a little different, shall we? But now I have maps. And we're going to return maps. Maps plural. Maps. Yeah, and then I'm going to put a little wall right here. Okay, just so they're different. Let's get that working. Oh, it's different. It's modified already. So let's get that working. In main, what we're going to do is call this maps. And then in player init, player now needs a map. Okay, and then in everything we do, everywhere we access a map, we have to do something with it. All right, so I have 5 warnings over here. Problems. I have 5 problems. Undefined global map. All right, so it's maps now. But what I'm going to do instead is say local map equals maps player map. And then I can change this to lowercase map. Map. Mappyland. Map. And then undefined global map. Yes. So this in here, maps draw. We're going to do local map equals maps player map. Do I not have the source code for that? Oh well. These things are gonna, I don't know if I could do this because it is they're gonna be loading each other. I don't know if that's allowable. We're just gonna have to see. Player. Oh no, you don't need player. You don't need player, man. Don't load player. Why was it suggesting? This is player with a capital P. That rhymes with T because you got trouble. Player.map. So that should be okay. And undefined global map. Now this will be map. All right. See what happens. Hey, we got a map. Now I can just walk off the map. Oh, I can't walk off the map? So what I should do is also check is transition. Right, so is transition. So in this case, he's jiggling. Right? If you get to that point where you're jiggling, you actually need something else, is collision. So before is collision, you need function maps is transition. And what I can do is this. And say if I don't know what the numbers should be. I guess if chord x1 is equal to 0, should it be 0? Or chord x2 is equal to 21. I think instead of, for now, we're just going to do it this way. We're just going to do that. So then we're going to say then return true. Easy enough. We only have 2 maps, so we'll fix this. We'll do it the King's way in a little bit. We'll do it the easy way first. You build up. You start small. Okay, so now in player move, before you check for collision, you gotta check for transition. So, if maps is transition, player X, player Y, then we're going to actually change the map. Oh my god, I just did curly brackets. I just did curly brackets like this is C or something. What is wrong with me? Then let's just do this. Player map equals 2. Player X equals 1. What are you even doing? This is Lua. Else. So we're not going to check for collision. Why aren't those things lining up? Why did that line up? There we go. End. So I put this in the wrong place. But it's okay. It's all right. We'll figure this out. We shall figure it out. I'm Toby Foxing it, you know. In here, after you move, you say if maps is transition player X, player Y, then we're moving left. Player map equals 1. Player X equals 20. Let's get rid of this up here. We don't have an up and down. We'll get rid of that. Do something. We'll do something. Okay, and then else. Nope. The curly brackets again. So player X, yeah. So this, if maps is transition, then player do something else. This, and then if maps is transition player X, player Y, then player map, we're walking right, so equals 2. Player X equals 1. Else. There we go. No problems. All right, cool. It's not doing anything. Perfect. Player map equals 2. I guess what I have to see is that actually happening? So I'm gonna just say print hello. Is there something wrong with it? It shouldn't be happening. Almost certainly should not be happening. I think it's just not getting called. That's okay. see what happens. So terminal. Yeah, nothing. All right, cool, good enough. Hmm. Okay. Transition. So we get the coordinates, and we say if x coordinate, like I think, if I change this to 1 or 20, it's gonna, gonna do whatever. It's not gonna work well. So obviously there's something going wrong there. Stuck in the wall. So you got two maps happening. There's some transition happening. But that's not how it's supposed to work at all. So let's see. What I will do, before I do that, is I will love graphics print forward x1, forward x2, 0, 0, 0, 0.25, 0.25. All right. Oh, it's not calling it. Maybe. Right? Is this not getting called? Hello, it is getting called. Yeah, so it's getting called. But it's not, oh, I see, yeah. Huh. Right. Right. Okay, so that's not gonna work, but let's do print in here. So it's not drawing it. It's not it is drawing it, but it's drawing it and then it's drawing the rest. So it's not, this happens before drawing. So it would draw it and then clear it. So anyway, sorry, brain, long day. I worked today, so Now we have those numbers. So it's 10. Oh, that's why. 10, 11. Damn. Ah. Okay, you didn't see that. Left. Then player map, player X. So we're walking left. Player X equals 10. Yeah, all right. I don't know why I thought the maps were 20 wide. Yeah, fuck. Player X equals 10. Oh, right. Yeah, fuck. Right width times const sprite scale. Player right. It should just be 0? No, I don't think that's right. Oh well, that is right. It worked. Cool. So there's a really important thing lacking here. Just sort of instantly transitions. Link's Awakening does not instantly transition. It's one of the game feel things. It's kind of scrolls, right? So what happens is, so I I had it open and I was watching it for like 20 minutes, like trying to figure this out because it's really slick. So what happens is when you go to the left, this map is already in memory and it scrolls in. And while it's scrolling, so you see where he is? He's on the right. Before it starts scrolling, he's on the left. And the map scrolls in, and when it's done scrolling, he's on the right. So he's scrolling with the map. So it's pretty cool. But it's going to be very challenging to do. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet. So let's just do a couple more maps here so that I can make sure up, down, left, right are working. That's all. So we're going to do in here. Zero. We're going to do this. Actually, you should have. There's a very specific place it puts doors. I'm gonna have to change the way I do maps too because you can have half tiles. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can actually have a door that's not two of these. It's in the middle of them both. So I'm gonna have to brainstorm on how to fix that. Another thing I'm gonna have to fix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 4 and 4. Right, so now let's do another map. We're gonna do up here. So it's not robust, super robust, but I think just getting a system in place is more important than, you know, just be a big empty room. Getting a system in place and then slowly but surely making it a little more complicated is going to be the fun part. The player. So if we're going up, we're going to do player map equals 3. Oh no, we're going to say equals 2. And then player Y. You're going up, so it should be at the bottom. So it should be, I think, 7. Or is it 8? I think it's 8. Const sprite height times const sprite scale. And let's just change this to 1 minus 1 just for fun. All right, so then for down, we're going down, so that should be player map equals 3. And then you're going to be at the top, player Y. Cool, let's see if it works. Nope. Okay, so yes, I forgot something vital. In is transition, we're only checking the x coordinates or chord y 1 is equal to 0 or chord y2 is equal to, I think, 8 or 9. 9. Yeah. Whoops, there should not be a left door there. That's going to lead to confusion for everyone. Hooray. Big empty room. Boss room. So I think the way I'm going to do this, I mean, I could keep maps this way, and that would be fine, except for adding half tiles. So it's possible to add a door here. So it would be 2 tiles together, but it's a door in the middle. Uh, but I could have like a table that has room numbers, exits in the room. Like if you go north, where is that going to take you? If you go east, where is that going to take you? And so on. So I could have that and then enter them all, draw them all manually somehow, design out my world. I think I'd also have to tile set. So if you're in a dungeon versus if you're in the forest, in a dungeon, tile 1 might be stone floor. And in the forest, tile 1 might be grass or overgrown grass or something like that. Tile 2 in a dungeon it might be like these blocks, and in a forest it might be trees or bushes or something. So that would be I'd have that tile set. So that would be like tile set 1 forest, tile set 2 dungeon. And so the maps would have not only the exits, map numbers, but it would have tile set also. I don't actually know how to do this, the door thing. So Link's Awakening, that's what they do. They don't do 2 tiles. They don't do this. They do 1. So you have to be in the middle. And if you hit like right here, he will sort of like move a little to the left and go in. So he'll like do it automatically. So there's a lot of little game feel stuff that they just do right, and it's really surprising. Like it's not surprising, it's just how did they do it? How are they so good with assembly language that they could do something that I'm struggling to do with Lua? And Link's Awakening, obviously, that was like many years into their Zelda development. It was after A Link to the Past, but they did that kind of good game feel stuff with Zelda 1. How did they do it? How did they make those engines feel so good? Right from the beginning, the first game feels great. And I think Link's Awakening is the culmination. It's like the best. I love A Link to the Past, but I think Link's Awakening feels better to me. Other than switching weapons items, that gets old quick. And it was interesting. You didn't have to have your sword equipped, so you could equip, any 2 things. So you could have like your boots and your feather, so you would run and jump, and they did that all the time. Yeah, multiple people were working on them. Oh yeah, of course. And they had people doing the map design, and then they had people doing the movement engine, and then they had people doing the music. So that is one advantage. But it was like the Wild West of video game coding. They had like 4 people probably working on that game. I have not played the Oracle games. I would like to at some point, because I think I like Link's Awakening, so I think naturally I'd like the Oracle games because they're made with the same engine more or less. I want to do one more thing. I do want to put this door back in, but I want to close it off just for fun. See how it looks. Can't go in there. Trapped. Actually, that doesn't look very good. I would do this instead. Yeah, coming up with a more sustainable way to do maps. Another way to do maps would be, instead of doing it like this, would be to pre-render them. So that's another way to do it. Just pre-render this 8 by 10 space or whatever it is. Pre-render it, draw it in Sprite. People do that. Sprite has the tools to let you export maps. Yeah, I mean, I think puzzles are what makes Zelda games fun. So if there's puzzles, I don't know. I liked Minish Cap. I did play that. I liked that, and that was Capcom. So I probably like Oracle's. There's Oracle of Seasons and Ages and all that. They're probably both fun. Probably both fun. Cool. Well, did movement. So let's commit that. Committed. Added multiple maps and transition. Map transitions. I'm fine with obtuse. Obtuse is good. I can't think if I ever had a Zelda game give me any trouble at all with puzzles. Probably not. I'm gonna check. Did I just Okay, I don't have any printing happening. Good. I just was making sure. I saw like a bunch of numbers in the terminal. Like, did I get rid of those print statements, my debug statements? I did. It's all good. I didn't commit any debugging messages. Oh, good. And he can go in this little area up here, and I go up and down inside it. Also, I think his head should come up to here, maybe. Um, how would I do that though? That would be in here. Is collision. X plus 2. I think I would add 10. And then this is okay as is, probably. Let's try that out. Let's see what happens. No, maybe not. Oh, that's Y. Okay, yeah, that's sort of in the right ballpark here. Yeah, so I think that's actually pretty good. Maybe a little more. Because you look at his feet, where his feet are lined up. Like, his feet are still in the tiles. His body's in front. His feet are still in the grass. So I don't know if that's right. That seems a little too far in. I'll have to look at Link's Awakening here to see. But let's just change that back to 2. Look, it recognized that I undid the change. I'll figure all that out when I have real sprites. So that'll be the next thing. Yeah, look what I've done. Made good progress. Pretty happy with it. I think just building this in a very robust and sustainable way has helped. So having all this, like setting it out this way, having game states. I'm only using one so far, but I think I built it in such a more sustainable way because Dicey Poker is just one large source file, and that's bad. You don't want that. One file. But I learned. I learned what I did wrong. Look at this. This is so you can tell where the problems are. So the what this isn't bad because the game works, but what makes it bad is I can't update the game very easily. So that's the problem. Because like I wanted to add shaders in, and I realized like how much stuff I would have to change. I did do it, but it's only for the small. It only works for the smallest window size. Right. What? Yeah. So it only works for the smallest window size. I added the little CRT effect with the curvy screen and the shaken. But if I try to make the window bigger, it only draws this because I didn't make this in a sustainable way. So I have to figure out how do I draw everything to the canvas, and I have to change the way I do everything, and it's just a mess. So I'm not gonna roll this out. It looks really nice though. Like it looks the dice look really good with the scan lines and the CRT effect. But also then I'd have to add options to turn that on and off. So that's one more thing to make my life miserable. I didn't do options in a sustainable way. Like you look at options and they're just ridiculous. Where are the options? Draw options. Draw ops. Like it's just a bunch of numbers and they're not on a table or anything. And so when I do the options for the game I'm making now, I'm going to do this the right way. I'm not going to do it the wrong way that I did here. So that what did I just close? I just closed something. Oh well. So that's anyway, it feels good to have everything like off to a good start, doing things the right way. Obviously like maps and some of this stuff is kind of hacky today, but it'll you got to start somewhere, and I have the systems in place to make it more sustainable. And I'll stop babbling now. So let's bring up Skinner. He's big. I'm gonna put him on my goodbye screen. I'm gonna try. I need him in there. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you when I see you. I'll probably stream soon. Probably this weekend. Keep working on this. I'm getting excited about it. It's just like dice game. Like I got really excited about that. You know, that's just the way it is. Get excited. Feel like this. All right. See you later. Bye.